Hi again. This is going to be a video a bit more about the plan. I'm not going to go into detail about what you can and can't eat. I might tell you a little bit about that, but not in detail. That's information that you're really going to be able to find on those websites, or on the websites. I will also link to this video as well. My favorite one of those videos, because you'll see them in the descriptions, is probably, let me go back to it, is the HCG .com. I think it's a very easy to get through. It's very understandable. It's separated well, and it's not too wordy. You can get all the information you need without reading, 4 long pages of details and information. It also doesn't seem to repeat itself over and over again. The other one, though, it is a really good site. It's just for some people who don't even want to do the research at all. It is quite wordy, but very, very informative. What you do need to remember when you're looking at different sites, they are going to give you basic information, perhaps based entirely off of the book that was written. I believe it's called Pounds and Inches by the doctor that did the research for this. That's a really informative book, and the plans, they'll have dates and how many drops you take and how many times a day you take it. That's all really good, but let's say you go to Walmart and you buy the drops that I bought. Well, the instructions on there was twice a day, like so much time before you eat. It's, these websites will say 3 times a day. So it doesn't exactly match up. So you do need to make adjustments in that way, but, just use your best judgment. If the drops you buy say you take twice a day, take twice a day, work it out. Or you just absolutely want to go by the website and do it 3 times a day. That's going to be your decision there. Not all the little things will match up in that way. But both of those websites have recipes on. I'm looking at another laptop here beside me. Both of those websites have recipes on them and lots of tidbits to help you get through this. Now, what I want to do on this one, like I said, is going to be a brief explanation of the diet. On my last video, I said that depending on the website you look at, it could be 3 phases, could be 4 phases, because I looked at plenty more websites than just these 2. They were just my favorite. And the first thing you're going to do, let's say you've bought your drops and you've decided, I'm going to start February 1st. I might warn you that you might not want to start till after Valentine's if you're like me and you're going to gorge on chocolate. Okay? If chocolate is something you know is going to be a heavy temptation, then start February 15th. Or you could start February 13th or 14th, because the first phase is your load. If you don't do the detox or cleansing phase, which is totally optional. I'm not going to go into detail with that because I didn't do that phase. That's something that these websites will tell you a bit more about, or other websites can. That's just preparing your body, getting the detox out, or detoxing, I should say, getting the toxins out, and cleansing it. It's I would say it's helpful because there were basically I felt like my body was going through the adjustment to the low calorie as well as detoxing at the same time, and that made it a little hard. So detoxing beforehand might make it easier. It's really going to be your choice. But let's say you decided you're going to start the diet February 14th, Valentine's Day. Good day to start, because the first phase, if you don't do the detox and cleansing, is loading or gorging. The purpose of this is you want to get as much fat into your body as possible. You would do this for 2 or 3 days. Some say 2, some say 3. You are probably going to be sick of it by day 1. So go at, your choice. You are going to still take your HCG drops, but you are going to eat as much food, high calorie, high fat foods as you can possibly get in your system. Make yourself sick if necessary, because you're going to want all those fat and calories in your system to help your body to not feel so hungry when it's starting out on that 500 calorie diet phase. There still will be moments that you might feel hunger, but the more you eat in those loading days, the better for you later. It's going to help you to lose more weight. You probably will gain 3 to 6 pounds, if not more. If you're lucky, you'll probably gain about 3 to 6 pounds in that loading phase, but it's going to come off later and benefit you as well. So do that. So you take your drops, however you decide to do it, either from the bottle instructions or from the website instructions, and you are going to gorge yourself for 2 to 3 days. Okay, then you go into phase 2, if you're going on the 3-phase diet. And phase 2 is the very low calorie diet. You will still consume your drops, but now you are on the restricted diet. Again, I'm not going to go into detail. You can get that diet off these sites or off many more. There are many things that are restricted. I'm looking at something really, really quick. I want to just go to very low calorie diet on this one. And there are some fruits and vegetables that are not on the list. You cannot consume them. So you must look at this list. Don't just think, oh, it's a fruit, I can eat it. No. Such as bananas, they're not on the list. They're high in starch. So you need to look at the what you can and can't eat. Wonderfully, what you can eat is steak, yay! But it, can't be covered in fat, and you're not going to cook it in butter and grease and all that. But trust me, oh, it's going to taste so good when you eat it. But I had something I was going to say. But definitely look at that. Oh, protein is something that's very important. You're going to want to consume the protein. Okay, then after you have done the very low calorie phase, we'll call that phase 2 for now. When you've done that for at least 21 to 40 days, I'm going to say 40 now. I said 35 last video. I'm going to say 40 now. The reason you have to do it to 21 is it's resetting your brain and it's helping your body. Everything is working. It has a reason you go 3 weeks, 21 days. After that, the way to figure out when to stop is when you get to your ideal weight. Okay? Ideal weight or 40 days. If you've got 60 pounds to lose, you're more than likely not going to reach 60 pounds of loss in 40 days. So you would just stop at 40, okay? And then decide whether or not you want to go on HCG again later on. So either 21 days to 40 or your desired weight. Let's say you reach your desired weight at 30 days. Well, then 30. You're good. Okay, then your next phase, phase 3, is your maintenance phase. Now, what maintenance phase is you are stopping the consumption of the HCG, but for 3, oh my goodness, oh, I thought I knew this. I think it's 3 days. For 3 days, such as with your loading. The same thing, yes, okay, I got it. Same thing as your loading was 2 to 3 days. We're just going to say 3. When you stop taking HCG, it's still in your body, okay? So give yourself another 3 days of that 500 calorie diet, which without your drops. You'll be okay. By then your stomach will be used to the lower calories or the less consumption of food. You'll be okay, even without the drops. So go another 3 days, no drops, but still a 500 calorie diet. Then, sorry, I just got a text. Then you're going to start 3 weeks of you can eat more calories, you can consume more food, but stay on the restricted diet. Don't add any fats or sugars or starches, okay? You're still going to be on that restricted diet, but you can eat more. I'm not exactly sure how many calories it says you can consume, but you really just aren't going to have to worry as much about how much you're consuming. And trust me, you're not going to want to just start eating more anyway. By then, your body has gotten in a habit. You're okay. After that 3 weeks maintenance, you are still on maintenance, actually for the rest of your life if you want to keep the weight off. You can start slowly adding sugars and starches. First thing I think you can add is a starch. You can add like 1 starch for your first week, add 1 starch a day. Okay? Pick a meal and add a starch. You're still going to want to watch that you're not just gorging on fat and calories, okay? You don't want to just put this weight back on. And then I think week 2 you can add like either 2 starches or a sugar. It's something like that. These websites are more clear about it. That's why you got to do your research, because I'm not even clear. And then week 3, you know, you add a little bit more, and then, you know, but you still got to watch. You don't want to put all that weight back on. One of the most important keys to your phases, because that right there, that's it. That's the diet plan. As long as you know what to eat, how much of it you can eat, that's your diet plan, along with your HCG drops. One of the important things to do, though, is weigh yourself every day. I know lots of diets or plans or whatever say weigh yourself once a week. The reason you weigh yourself every day is because, let's say, you didn't do very well yesterday and you gained a little bit of weight. You didn't do very well and you added a sugar or starch that you shouldn't have eaten. You fell to temptation. Well, when you weigh yourself the next day, you're more likely going to see proof of that right there, unless you're really lucky. One, it's going to help motivate you to be stricter and more on task, you know, eat better this day. Don't let it depress you. Let it encourage you, okay? I made a mistake. I'm going to do better today. Also, at the same time, it helps you to stay within your range, because after you, throughout the diet and even after you're done, when you're in your maintenance phase and the rest of your life, you don't want to gain more than, it says 2 pounds, but you know, if you're a woman, there are those days in the month, water weight alone, you might go up a little bit. But you don't want to go up more than 2 pounds a day, that's for definite sure. But you don't want to get any heavier or even less than 2 to 4 pounds. Okay, if you start gaining more than 2 or 4 pounds, you're going to need to really watch what you're doing. Maybe do the steak day as they suggest. I've never done that, but it's just a steak and some apples all day long. But anyway, you're going to want to take action. That's what's going to help you to keep that weight off the rest of your life and stay nice and thin. Now, I will say, as far as me, a personal testimony, really quick, because I'm at 12 minutes now. Personal testimony. When I first went on the HCG, I wasn't starving. I was hungry. I don't think I loaded enough because I was afraid of it making me sick. But I was okay. However, one of the side effects is headache, nausea, basically feeling like you have not eaten. The effects your body would go through if you were not eating. And I felt very sick. I had a headache for 3 days. It didn't go away. And I felt a little nauseous and definitely a lack of energy, because that's a whole lot of calories you're not taking in, and you're not taking in any fat either, and that helps you with energy. Well, I felt like that for about 3 days, and then I started taking a vitamin, and I started feeling better. So I would say, 1, lots and lots and lots of water, which is a requirement anyway, and take a vitamin. Really try and help your body to go through that adjustment. Once you've gone through that adjustment, you'll be fine. So I say keep going as long as you're not so bad that you're going to pass out. Okay? And even then, I guess I would still push it and test myself a little further. But, you know, I'm not encouraging that. So that's my personal testimony as far as how it first made me feel. After that, you know, every once in a while you do get hungry. You see somebody eating some bread. That does look good. I would say I was quite tempted with butter and bread. Oh, yes. But every time you weigh yourself and you've lost another 4 ounces to a pound, let that encourage you. Not give you the permission to cheat, but instead encourage you. Yeah, tomorrow when I weigh myself, I want to have lost another pound or close to another pound. So no, you know what, that bread looks good, but I'm not going to eat it because I want to lose more weight. Let that encourage you. Another good reason to weigh yourself every day, even though the plan calls for it, as it is. I wanted to say one more thing. Oh, man. Personal testimony. Oh, the first time I went on the plan, I went on it, I think, for 40 days. I lost 25, or maybe it was just 35, something like that. I lost 25 pounds. Then, just the maintenance in between the time, because before you can start it again, you have to wait so long, like about 3 weeks, I think, after the 3 to 6 weeks of maintenance, something like that. The dates, I don't remember. But in between the time from when I ended maintenance to when I was able to begin the HCG again, I lost 10 pounds on my own. That was just from continuing to limit myself in starches and sugars, but I was still eating. I was still full and satisfied, and I even ate a little bit of the bad stuff, you know. So I lost 10 pounds all on my own. So there was 25 with HCG, 10 pounds on my own. Then I went back on the HCG and lost another 20 pounds. I cheated a little bit on it the second time, which is why it was only 20, not 25. And then when I went off of it again, I lost another 5 pounds on my own. I think that equals 25, 35, 45, 55, 60. Yeah, that equals 60 pounds. So that's how I lost the 60 pounds. And since then, I pretty much plateaued, which you will do on most plans. I plateaued, and since I'm not a big exerciser, I haven't lost any weight since then, but I've not gained it back either. However, now that I've plateaued and I'm not sure I want to go back on HCG because it's such a restricted diet, I am going to start walking. I just ordered a book to help me to get back on track as far as getting some activity into my diet or into my lifestyle. There was one more thing I just thought of. Oh, do not exercise while on HCG, okay? The reason is 500 calories does not give you much to go on anyway. If you're working out, you're working most of that off. Your body needs those calories, or it is starving. So it is recommended that you do not work out. If you're already an exerciser and you don't want to quit, then you're probably going to have to consume more than 500 calories. Those websites will give you a bit more information on that, but it is recommended that you don't work out. You may not have the energy to do so anyway, just for the fact your body is burning up the few calories that you're taking in. You probably are going to be just a little more lethargic than normal, but it's not like you're sleeping all day long, you know. And coffee is okay, so you will still be drinking your coffee. Anyway, I am now past 16 minutes. I'm going to end it. If you have any questions, I will take in the majority of the questions, and then I will try to make a frequently asked questions video, because that's so much easier than typing in the same responses several times, because I'm sure there will be many, many questions. But those websites, if you just take the time to read them, they will help out, okay? So I really wish you the best of luck, the best of motivations, and I know that you can do it. If you are desiring to truly lose the weight and learn how to eat better, learn why some of those starches that you thought were good for you aren't good for you, or at least in combinations are good for you, those websites and this plan will most definitely help. If you have any questions, definitely ask, and I wish you the best of luck. I already said that, but I'm saying it again, and I will talk to you later. Bye.